Breaking news right now, and just a tragedy out on our freeways tonight. Just within the past 30 minutes, a car went off the overpass, crashing onto I-10 westbound right at 75th Avenue.
DPS telling us this is deadly. 4 people were killed. Their ages have not yet been confirmed. The westbound lanes are shut down at 75th Avenue. The eastbound lanes are open. We have a crew headed there on the ground. We'll check in with them as soon as they arrive. Now to an update on breaking news. A man was just doing his job when suddenly he was shot.
And the search is on for who pulled the trigger tonight. This all going down at an apartment complex near 19th Avenue and Camelback. A maintenance man was taking a resident inside the unit using the sliding patio doors.
But police say a person was inside and shot the maintenance man for some reason. Nobody is cooperating with police, and the shooter is still out there.
I watched one person get carried out, put in an ambulance, and then they continue to look for him.
We're going to keep our guards up and hope that he's found.
You know, if he did something bad, then that's on him. So hopefully they catch the guy, you know what I mean?
Many of those neighbors telling ABC15 they see police activity around there too often. In fact, just down the street, a woman's body was found about a month ago, and many say they are still shaken from that crime.
It's not that pleasant when you're at work and you get all these phone calls from your neighbors and everything saying, oh my gosh, there's a truck through your wall.
Yeah, it all starts with the drive through Glendale and an aha moment. A victim who says, there goes my stolen truck. ABC 15's John Erickson picks up the story from there, and John, police found the truck right where you are.
Katie, and the truck went right through this wall, so this cinder block fence turned into the chain link variety for now. The guy who lives here thinks the perp tried to break into his house. Luckily, the doors were locked, so the bad guy ended up next door. He did hide out, but not for long. There's love in the air, Jesus on a wall, and a convict in cuffs. But he's hobbling, not walking so well. If his bones are bruised, well, they made out better than the rebar.
We had a truck that went through the wall.
And Joe Heyer's glad his 5th grade son wasn't home from school yet.
Things could have been a lot, maybe uglier with getting a hostage type situation or something.
Police say it was a stolen truck that turned Joe's cinder blocks into open air. The suspect's next stop? Church. Right into the bishop's office. You can't smell it here, but it reeks of cigarettes now. The chairs all over. Jeffrey Page with the church says the suspect barricaded himself inside, right under the painting of Jesus on the wall.
Churches are meant to be sanctuaries, but we could do with a little less excitement.
There was a funeral going on inside for a grandpa. The little granddaughter ran into the suspect in the hall.
Bumped into him, and obviously didn't look like he belonged in the place, so she reported it to her parents, who then called the police.
Police eventually got Teddy out, and as the sweethearts posed at the temple next door, we followed Teddy. What's the story told by the ink on his feet? Not sure, but his rap sheet does have a tale to tell. Got out of prison a year ago Halloween, convicted of trespassing. Same thing he's charged with now. Along with a lot of other charges, and the man who lives here says all of this got put back together pretty quickly. It turns out that everyone helped out, so at least on this block tonight, good neighbors make good fences.
Such a wild story. Every twist and turn tonight. Tracking it all for us, John Erickson. Thank you. Now to new video near I-17 in Indian School. Neighbors hearing an explosion tonight. When they looked out their window, they saw this. Flames bursting through the roof of a home, part of it collapsing as firefighters tried to get this one out.
Powerball fever taking over the country tonight. $1.5 billion on the line. The winning numbers just announced within the past hour. They are 8, 27, 34, 4, 19, and the Powerball 10. And just in, the California Lottery saying a winning ticket was sold in Chino Hills. We're going to put a ticker on the bottom of your screen to keep showing you those numbers so you can check your tickets. Meantime, a surprise woman says the store clerk nearly stole any chance of her winning tonight. She says there's a lesson here for everyone who buys a lottery ticket. ABC 15's Nolani Graff is live at Greenway and Reams, and Nohe, there was actually something very wrong with her Powerball ticket.
Yes, Stephanie, let me show you. I mean, look at these two tickets side by side. They look similar, seem legit, right? But look closer at the date on this one. It already passed. She nearly bought an expired ticket twice, and she is convinced someone pocketed the real one.
Here's the whole pile of...
It's the game we all play with a lottery ticket in hand. What if?
I retire and buy an island somewhere.
If Jen Woods doesn't happen to win, she'll still be playing What If. What if she hadn't been watching the cashier at Walmart when she bought the tickets?
As she was printing the tickets, she put them on the counter and she did a change of hands kind of a thing, which I turned to my son and said, that doesn't look right.
When she got home, one number really stood out on the top ticket. The date. It was expired.
I screamed that it all makes sense now. I know exactly what she did. She switched the tickets out.
Woods says she went back to the store. Same cashier hands her a new ticket.
And we looked right at the date and said, wait, this is also from Saturday.
Third time's the charm. Woods says the clerk prints a brand new ticket.
My main thought was, where's the original ticket?
Walmart says with Powerball fever, they're selling tons of tickets. Cashiers can get overwhelmed. It was an honest mistake.
That's a $1.5 billion mistake.
But Woods can't seem to shake the what ifs. What if it happened to someone else? What if the original ticket was a winner?
Lesson learned is check your tickets. Check them right there before you leave the store. Don't trust anybody.
So I want to be clear. Walmart says this was not intentional. They have checked the security tapes, and they say that they have gone ahead and reviewed how tickets are handled, especially the ones that are redeemed. Meantime, the Arizona Lottery says always check your tickets at the counter. Check the date, check the numbers you picked so that you get what you want. And if you think something is suspicious, you can call or email them, Stephanie.
Yeah, nonetheless, good for us to check, and I did tonight because of the story. No, hey, thank you. All right, just down the street, actually from there, a crook stealing money in a different way. This is actually a person of interest in the case. We're told someone is stealing credit cards from mailboxes in Surprise. If you recognize this guy, call Surprise PD.
Tonight, ABC 15 breaking the story as another Phoenix police officer leaves the department. Phoenix PD confirming he resigned after fessing up to inappropriate communications online. Our ABC 15 sources filling in the blanks on this one for us, claiming the officer solicited a prostitute over the weekend and then reported himself when he showed up for work today. The officer wasn't arrested, so we're not going to name him here. We do know he was a new recruit, only with Phoenix Police for just a few weeks. Happening right now, a pastor not practicing what he preaches. Jake Malone considered a fugitive tonight. He's accused of raping a teenage girl he met in Mesa, where he used to work. Well, now he's working in Philadelphia, but currently cops say Malone is out of the country. However, his attorney claims the pastor will turn himself in by the end of the week.
A decade behind bars for talking to young girls, and it did not teach him a lesson. Now, only on ABC 15, police say a convicted sex offender is at it again. Cops spent months looking for William McEnany after he failed to register as a sex offender. Well, they eventually found out he had a fake Facebook account and started a relationship with a 13-year-old online just 2 months after getting released from prison. He committed the exact same crime in 2005, so neighbors say he needs to get help.
If he's out living day-to-day life, he should be in some kind of treatment.
ABC 15 just found out McEnany was able to bond out of jail, so he is back on the streets tonight.
Some new developments right now in 2 high-profile court cases we've been following for you for months. First, Abdul Karim, the accused Valley terrorist linked to that Garland, Texas attack, losing his second bid to get evidence against him thrown out in court. Prosecutors claim al-Qaeda propaganda was found on his flash drive, but Karim claims the flash drive isn't his. Tonight, we also mark 1 year since the arrest in a cold case that gripped the Valley for more than 2 decades. Brian Miller now behind bars. He's accused of killing 2 women in the early 1990s and dumping their bodies in a North Phoenix canal. We checked on this case for you, and Miller's trial is still set to begin in April of next year. However, he will be back in court on February 11th.
Hope tonight in the midst of a tragedy. We're learning the 17-year-old driver in last night's deadly crash near Cave Creek Road in Cactus is expected to survive. However, he will be carrying a heavy burden. The 15-year-old passenger who was with him passed away. Police identifying that teen tonight as Hector Flores. Investigators say the driver was speeding when he lost control, crashing into an SUV. No word if any charges could be filed.
At the Capitol tonight, Governor Doug Ducey taking a bold stance against marijuana. He says our state should not legalize it. In a radio interview, he said the majority of problems Arizona faces cases can all be linked back to drugs. Meantime, a proposal to legalize recreational pot is on track to qualify for the ballot in November. Organizers say they've already gathered 140,000 of the 150,000 necessary signatures. The campaign has until July to collect the rest. Another big topic at the Capitol, education funding. And get ready to hear a lot more about that over the next few months. We're taking action tonight to show you how Prop 123 will impact our kids at the classroom level. It's the $3.5 billion spending plan that many of you will vote on in May. It breaks down to $300 per student per year, but you'd need 10 times that, $3,000 per student per year, to hit the national average. Meantime, several school district officials tell ABC15 they would use most of the money to give raises to teachers or hire more to reduce class sizes.
Developing now, a bitter bus strike about to reach a 7th day, and this dispute is starting to get really ugly. One of the speakers on behalf of the union is accusing Transdev, which is the company that operates the buses, of economic terrorism, saying the company was holding public transportation hostage. The main sticking point now boils down to money. Union leaders say drivers deserve more. Transdev says they've offered 3% raises for the next 5 years.
They had a choice. They still have a choice. The riders right now out there, the 80,000 people that we carry each weekday, had no choice.
So limited Saturday level service will continue in the valley until an agreement is reached.
Now to your most accurate forecast, and for all of us Powerball losers going back to work tomorrow, here's your drive time forecast. Low 40s in the morning, lunchtime in the 50s, and as we drive home, still sad about losing the Powerball, 63 degrees. We have the weekend, though, and your weekend forecast is looking pretty good. We'll take a look in just minutes.
3 big stories still ahead tonight. Air 15 live over that horrific I-10 crash. We're going to have an update. It's moments away.
Plus, why a popular lip balm is at the center of a class action lawsuit.
And you'll see him put it in his pants. Yuck.
So what could possibly go wrong? A crook tries to slither away with a snake by stuffing it in his pants.
Oh my. It's all new on ABC 15 in just moments.
Need to collect